We've been putting things in. He has been voting against them. Take indefinite leave to remain. We wanted it to be 15 years. It's too quick, the rate at which people get British citizenship. We need to do something about that. He's watered that down to 10 years and again kicked it into the long grass. But of course we want to see sensible measures on migration. It is far too high. My party has acknowledged that. But what I have done now that we are under new leadership is get everyone in my party to sign up to the new, much tougher proposals.
24 hours after the UK Prime Minister announced one of the toughest changes to UK immigration, our sister Kemi Badenoch is now saying that the measures that the Prime Minister introduced does not go far enough. In fact, if Kemi has a way, immigrants will need to live in the UK for 15 years before they will be considered. In fact, even if you live in the UK for 15 years under Kemi's proposal, you will still not guarantee indefinite leave to remain. How did we get to where we are now? If you are an immigrant and you're worried about how you're going to raise money for NHS subcharge, given that they've introduced 10 years for you to get your indefinite leave to remain, this will not be the end. There is more changes that may be coming on the way. Watch this video. Frank is my name. For those seeing my face for the first time on this channel, we share content to inform and educate our audience. There's no substitute to information. That is the difference between success and failure. If you see any value in this content, kindly give it a like and share so that other people can learn.
I think Labour are taking us for fools, quite frankly. I think they are taking us for fools. This is nowhere near the scale of the change that we need to see. There's only one party that is serious about solving this issue. We're not, like Reform, announcing more ministers. That's not what's going to solve the problem. What will solve the problem is systemic change. Things like disapplying the Human Rights Act. We had a deportations bill last week that had that as well as several tougher measures. Labour has had an announcement this morning that's about watering down good proposals. It's not good enough. They are taking us for fools.
So how did we get to where we are now, where it's now going to be taking immigrants 10 years to get indefinite leave to remain? You remember the first politicians that called for introduction of tougher measures was our own Kemi Badenoch. Kemi Badenoch was the first politician that said immigrants are getting the United Kingdom passport as nothing, that the UK is not a hotel, that the government should make it very, very tough for you to get your indefinite leave to remain. When Kemi started that campaign, before you know it, Nigel Farage took up and they boxed the Prime Minister into the corner where the Prime Minister had to react. If you were the Prime Minister and you know that your position is under threat, of course you have to react, because if you do not react, the public is going to think that you are out of touch. So that is what led the Prime Minister to introduce the measures that he introduced yesterday. This is not going to end like this. They may even push it to 15 years, because right now, as you heard before, Kemi is now criticizing the Prime Minister, saying that these measures that a lot of immigrants have been panicking, say, where am I going to get money for NHS subcharge? How am I going to stay? I have to stay 10 years. These measures, according to our own Kemi Badenoch, she is saying the measure doesn't go far enough, that it must be 15 years. So, if you're an immigrant, you're still under immigration control, before you go to bed, you must use your PowerPoint, your prayer point. If you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, make sure you put your prayer point in. Call Kemi in and say, God, don't let Kemi destroy my destiny. Don't let Kemi destroy me and my children's destiny, because the way things are going now, if Kemi has her way, immigrants will not even get British passport at all, even if you live in this country 20 years. It's like that in Italy. There's no guarantee because the laws are not clear. So this is where we are today, and we will not get to the Prime Minister's announcement yesterday without the input of Kemi Badenoch. And as I said before, the government introduction yesterday is only white paper. They may eventually change it. So you may end up getting indefinite leave to remain 15 years time. That is what Kemi wants, and they are pushing the prime minister, and the prime minister may end up reacting, because if the prime minister start hearing that people are saying, oh, you haven't gone far enough, you haven't gone far enough, you're weak, he has to demonstrate that he's not weak. He has to demonstrate that he's in touch with the public opinion. He may have to end up introducing 15 years to get indefinite. What's your view? Do you think this is fair? Kemi, you want to tell me that Kemi doesn't know that immigrants in the UK, they are paying through their teeth and neck to pay for NHS subcharge? Why is it that somebody from the minority, once they get position, they start denigrating their own community, insult their people, make things harder for their own people of their community, punish their people? Let me know. Do you think Kemi is punishing people from our community? Why is Kemi is doing now? Another is in the news for the wrong reason. Let us watch. Some of our African brothers, once they cross the Atlantic Ocean and they move abroad, they will start thinking with what is under their pants. This African brother has only been in the UK for not long now. The guy, watch this guy, and I will explain how he landed himself in the situation where he found himself.
Just want to give you a quick search, all right?
My darling, I'm not
your darling.
I'm not here to argue.
I'm not your darling.
Did you understand? I'm not here to argue with you.
No, you're here to meet a child to have sex.
Oh,
That's what you're here for.
God of mercy.
Yeah? God have mercy. I hope he has no mercy on you.
Are you here illegally? Or are you here legally?
Yeah.
Did you come with documentation when you come to this country?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so-
here legally.
So you're here legally, so that's fine.
But I'm not a bad person.
Well, you see in your job that you do,
Yeah?
do you come into contact with children?
No.
No? You sure?
My job?
Yeah?
Yeah, I never work with children.
No, you don't come into contact with any children on a regular basis?
No.
No?
I work with elderly people.
Sorry?
I work with elderly people.
Okay.
This brother was warned by people that knew him that the girl he was speaking to online, she's a minor. This brother ignored the advice and he continued. There are a lot of brothers who have gone down for silly things like this because they were thinking not with their brain but with what is under their leg. Do you have any sympathy for this brother? How would you feel if the girl that the brother was going to meet, if she is your daughter, your niece? Would you be happy if your niece was violated by a matured man? Let me know what your views are, whether you think this brother deserves jail. This brother, perhaps, he has been doing this in Africa before he moved to the UK. Sadly, he only got caught. Let us watch, and don't forget to share so other people can learn.
It's fine.
So how long have you been speaking to younger people?
It's maybe 2 months.
So you started speaking to young girls 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you've spoke to an awful lot of them, haven't you?
A lot of them.
Yeah, you spoke to a lot of young people.
Yeah, just randomly when some of them, if I message, they don't reply, I just move on. Like.
So this brother is going to be going down for what he has done, and I'm sure before he moved to the UK, he has probably sexually molested a lot of children and gotten away with it. That is why he thought that he can carry on doing the same thing in the UK. So you've seen 2 children of Africa, Kemi Adegboke, who now goes by the name Kemi Badenoch, who is punishing her community, doing everything possible to inflate pain on her community. Another descendant of African is in the UK looking for underage that he's going to have sex with. I hope that you've seen value in this content. We have the power to either use our hand to build or destroy. Sadly, this brother is going to go down because he has used his hand to destroy himself. Don't forget to share this video with anyone and give this video a like.